Look, I know you're a lover girl, but if you want to survive in this world, you have to learn how to be selfish. Hi, I'm Liquey. Welcome to the chaos. I know that that can sound harsh, and I know sometimes it could be like so impossible, and you feel like such a bad person for picking yourself or choosing yourself or putting yourself before other people, especially if you were raised to be a people pleaser, and especially if you are a lover girl. I get it. I'm a Taurus sun with a Libra rising, and I'm also a Taurus stellium because my Mercury and Venus is in Taurus. When you are a lover girl, it is so easy to make someone else your whole world because you want to. You love them. You want to do the most for them and you want to give them the most and you just want to be loving on them and everything. And there's nothing wrong with having a great capacity for love. It's actually a very beautiful thing. But when you have that deep capacity for love, it can be dangerous because you can give that to the wrong person, or you can give too much of yourself to somebody who is not giving it back to you. And then you end up heartbroken. So first things first, you want to make sure that you are the love of your life, that you are your number one love. This is going to protect you in so many ways because when you're the love of your life, your self-esteem is much higher. You are not going to tolerate disrespect. You're not going to tolerate fucking cheating. You're not going to tolerate lying. You're not going to tolerate when somebody breaks your trust. You're going to make sure that you are receiving the best because you love yourself, because you had put yourself first. So you're not going to want to spend your time with someone that's fucking draining you. You're not going to want to spend your time with someone that isn't valuing you. Remember, you have to be number one and you have to give yourself the most value. You have to see yourself as the most valuable person in your life. And if you have never done that before, if you don't know what it's like to put yourself first, if you don't know what it's like to be the love of your life, you have to start thinking about your well-being. Okay, your overall well-being has to be number one. So that goes for your mental health. That goes for your emotional health. That goes for your physical health. You want to make sure that you are in pristine condition, okay? So you want to make sure that, everything's feeling good up here, right? That you're not upset all the fucking time. You're not in a bad mood. You're not drained all the time from this one particular person, that you don't feel alone or empty or fucking like whatever the fuck they're putting you through, right? If you are not feeling good, then that means you are not number one. You are putting all of your energy, all of your attention onto this person that is making you feel bad. If you're not feeling attractive or not feeling beautiful and it's all reliant on this other person, like that is the most dangerous place you could ever be. You have to know that you are the baddest bitch. You have to know that you are beautiful inside and out no matter what. Seriously, you absolutely cannot put your value in the hands of some fucking loser. And if you are a woman that dates men, you should know a lot of these men have no idea how to treasure a heart. They have no idea how to actually treat a woman good and how to actually date a woman. And so it's so important that you know how to treasure your own heart, that you know what your needs are, that you know what your wants are, and that you give that to yourself. Sometimes in the crazy lover girl brain, we have this idea that somebody is coming to save us, to rescue us, right? We grew up watching all these princess movies of like the prince rescuing the princess, and that's not fucking real, okay? We are the only ones that can save ourselves. Having a man does not prove that you are lovable. Having a man does not prove that you are desirable, okay? Male validation is fucking worthless. And the second that you learn that, that's when all of your problems are gonna go away. I promise you, especially if you only date men. Okay, lover girl, the next thing that is going to protect your heart is to fall in love with your goals and your dreams. Make sure that there is something that you are striving for. Make sure that there is something that you are working towards, that you love, that you want to accomplish. That way, all of your attention and focus isn't, again, solely on one fuck-ass dude that's literally going to drain you. That will be your downfall. I'm so sorry to say this, but if no one else has told you that, that man is going to be your downfall if he is your everything. Every day there are men trapping women with these babies. Every single day. You don't want to be one of those girls. It's important that you have things outside of relationships and outside of men that you can focus on and give attention to. That way you don't become obsessed. Because a lover girl, you're very passionate, you're full of a lot of emotions. I know it's a very, very thin line, okay? It's a very thin line. I know you can easily become obsessive. So you want to make sure that you're able to break up your attention, to break up your focus, and break up your love into other things, and not just on that fucking guy, okay? And just in case you're wondering, no, I do not hate men. I like them a lot, actually. Some of them. I very much enjoy spending time with selective men. I think that men can be funny. I think that men can be sexy and can be intelligent and exciting. But as a lover girl, I cannot give them my all. I cannot give them my whole heart. I cannot give them my full attention because I know they will ruin me. I have goals that I want to accomplish. I have so many dreams, and I need to make sure that if I am going to be spending my time with a man, it has to be the right person, and he has to be someone that is supportive of my goals and dreams. He has to be a very specific type of person for me to be involved with him. And so up until that point comes, men cannot be number one in my life. And I'm glad that I have all of these passions. I'm glad that I have goals. I'm glad that I have dreams. I'm glad that I have content creation, and I have writing, and I have modeling. Like literally, I have so many things that I can work towards and work on. I have tarot, you know, all of these beautiful, beautiful things of mine that I can give attention and love to, so that way it fulfills, you know, these parts of me, and I don't need to seek that fulfillment from someone else. Another thing that is very important that is going to protect your lover girl heart is you got to have the right friends. Me personally, I cannot be friends with women who are boy crazy or male centered. I just can't. I cannot surround myself with that. You want to be friends with women who are supportive of you, who uplift you, who encourage you, who are also women with goals and dreams and ambitions. If you are a lover girl and all you and your friends ever talk about are these men, I am so sorry, but girl, you are cooked. You're cooked. And you may have some friends that you know are not a good influence for you, that you know are not headed down a good path. And it could be hard because, again, you're a lover girl. And so you want to be there for your friends. You love them. But if they are male-centered, if they will leave you for a guy, if they are like so caught up in like the boy crazy drama, they are not a good friend, okay? You cannot be giving all of your love and attention and support to a woman whose whole identity is, you know, attached to a guy, who all of her validation is attached to a guy. That's not a good friend to have. And it's seriously so much better to cut your losses with that friendship, as harsh as it may sound, than to hope and pray that one day she's going to change. Because right now, in the present day, all she cares about are men, you know, so she's not going to care about you. She's not going to be there for you. She's not going to want to help you or want to support you. She may even be jealous of you. And those aren't actual friendships. That's not what you want in your life. As a lover girl, you cannot be friends with someone that's going to switch up once a guy comes into the picture, you know, that's not gonna act different once men are around. That's fucking weird. So protect yourself, girl. Okay, next order of business, how to protect your heart. As a lover girl, your precious lover girl heart, you absolutely have to have boundaries. Boundaries are so damn important. It is one of the most important life skills you are ever going to need to know and practice in your life. If you've never set boundaries before, if you grew up having to be a people pleaser, this can be really challenging or, you know, kind of hard to navigate. So start with one important thing, the most important thing too, that absolutely this line cannot be crossed under any circumstances. For me, an important boundary is I do not want to be yelled at. I do not want to be talking down to. I want to be able to have a conversation. And if you cannot sit down and have a proper conversation with me, then you need to leave, cool off, and then we can talk. But under no circumstances do I want someone to scream in my face. And that is not what I'm going to deal with at all. And if they are someone who is ill-tempered and they just absolutely cannot control themselves, then I will happily remove myself from the situation and from the relationship. It's that simple. Boundaries are there to protect you. They're not there to isolate you, so be aware of when you're setting a boundary and when you're building a wall. Okay, you got to know the difference. And, boundaries aren't meant to control your partner or control your friends or whoever you're in a relationship with. Boundaries are simply there to protect your heart space, to protect your energy, to protect your well-being. The more that you pour love into yourself, the more that you value your well-being, the more that you treasure your well-being, that is when it's going to be so much easier to put your boundaries together, right? They're not a scary thing. Boundaries are a beautiful thing, and they're there, with purpose. And like I said, they're there to protect you, not isolate you. So be wary of building walls. You don't want to be so closed off that you never get to love, because what's the point of life when there's no love? I'm not here trying to say you can't have a boyfriend or fall in love or any of that. Those are all beautiful things. And as a lover girl myself, I want that for you. And I'm down for that for me as well, if that ever comes my way. But because we're so open, our hearts are just so open and so filled with love, they need to be protected. They need to be guarded. And these are things that are going to help protect that beautiful heart of yours. So take some time to think to yourself what your boundaries are. What are lines that you just don't want to be crossed? What are things that you don't want to have to go through? You do not have to go through anything you don't want to. Alrighty, y'all. I love you. I do have to go in a bit, but do not forget to subscribe, okay? Also, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My username is @LiqueyRay. It is the same everywhere. I'm also a tarot reader, and I do have a tarot Instagram and TikTok. My user is @LiqueyDoesTarot. I'm actually going to be going live tomorrow on TikTok and doing $10 tarot, because it's Tarot Tuesday tomorrow. So come catch me on live. You can pre-book. All the information is in the description below. Also, I am a spoken word poet, and I do have a book. It is called Unsent Letters, a spoken word series by Liquey Ray. Again, everything is in the description below. But before I go, I do want to leave you with this. Look, if loving yourself and setting boundaries and putting yourself first means that you are a bitch, then be a fucking bitch, okay? It's better to be a bitch than to be his doormat. Okay, gotta go. Love you. Bye.